Hello, welcome back to the Villa. Clear my throat. Hello, welcome back to the Villa View. It's time for a post-match pint in association with Purity. Use the code hashtag VillaView and you'll get 10% off everything that Purity have to offer. And Aston Villa certainly have a lot to offer at the moment, and so does Chris Dolan. As always, Aston Villa 2, Leicester 1. Another great afternoon/evening at Villa Park. Dolan, the atmosphere was electric, and Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa are pretty electric at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully it's not a set of things to come. But another, I mean, I don't want to start off on a negative note, but it was a slow.
Are you going to?
But it was a slow start. It was a slow start, and it took us a while to kind of feel a way into the game. But again, I have to say that second half performance was absolutely class. And yeah, I mean, to go in at half time to be robbed of Jacob Ramsey's clear goal was a tough one to take. So I bounced back so quickly in the second half, and to be fair, we absolutely battered them in the second half. Absolutely battered them. The only thing was that the game wasn't out of sight. Should have been 3 or 4 up by 65, 70 minutes, and that would have been a plain sailing to the final whistle. But obviously, it wasn't. But to be honest, I never really felt in any great danger. You know, you always worry when it's a 2-1. You always worry. You know, like obviously that world class save from Martinez, and Madison had an effort that was quite close. But apart from that, I was never really worried. I thought we looked good from set pieces. I was always confident when they got a corner that would defend, you know, the first phase and the second phase. You know, we looked really comfortable, and once we just imposed ourselves on the game in that second half, and Leicester couldn't cope with us. You know, Leicester could not cope with us, and it was a joy to watch. And you know, we keep on wondering, will Gerrard ever slip up? And even against City, we lose. But I thought we were, again, to a man, we were fantastic against Man City in that second half. And we were great again yesterday. So I think now after that win, I can start to look up. I was still a little bit concerned after Man City. You know, it was still for me a little bit too close for comfort. But I think after yesterday, I think it's, you know, we spoke about top half finish, and then you mentioned about top 8. I sort of said sort of top 12, but after yesterday, I can start looking upwards rather than behind us.
Yeah, first half, a little bit iffy. Harvey Barnes gave Matty Cash a lot of problems, which accumulated in the first goal. Well taken from him, to be fair. Nice little move from Leicester. Daka did well, and they were the better side in the first half. They did cause us problems, but they've got this lack of resilience at the moment from set plays, which obviously let us back in the game very, very quickly. It was important to get a goal straight back, really, wasn't it? Because it lifts the crowd again. It doesn't give the crowd a chance to get antsy. And I wonder if Austin McPhee gets any kind of bonus from goals from set pieces, because our last 3 goals have pretty much been from set plays now. But, you know, to bounce back quickly, it shows good character, and that's what they've got at the moment. Villa, they've got plenty of character, plenty of guile. He's already a Steven Gerrard team, which is impressive so early on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, we saw that against Man City. You know, to go 2-0 down against a team of that class, we you know, before we could have gone 3 or 4 down quite quickly, quite easily, and we didn't. We came out again against Man City like we did against Leicester, and we were just completely on the front foot. We were completely dominant, and another great set piece. Clearly, looking at the way it was clearly planned to have Mings and Konza at that back post.
Oh, yeah, it's so clever.
And then,
I mean, I say it's so clever. It's pretty simple, really, but you don't see it. As they've said on Sky, and as they've said on Match of the Day too. It's not something you see a lot of. So it's inventive, and, you know, it's good to see that wasn't something that we did in the last game. But on a game-by-game basis, we have different set play routines, and it's really, really encouraging. And, you know, when you're not scoring from open play and you do miss chances like we did yesterday, that shows how critical set pieces are.
And I always faulted us. You know, I thought we always struggled from set pieces. I think, you know, we were a great set piece team under O'Neill, and we scored plenty of goals. I think the last defender to score a brace would have been Larson against Spurs.
Yeah, it was Spurs.
Year's Day, 2-1.
Yeah.
Um,
Sky Sports Stato tried to pass off Kieran Clark too yesterday, but I wasn't
no,
having that because he played midfield that
yeah,
day.
it was Larson. It was against Tottenham. I remember that well. What's that around a friend's house? But yeah, it was a big part of our game when when we were competing for that top six under O'Neill, and we kind of went off the boil maybe for a good few years with set pieces, and we struggled to really create anything from set pieces. We struggled to defend from set pieces. We weren't big. We didn't have that presence. I think now,
I think Chester got 5 one season.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
when he was playing next to John Terry,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he got 5 that
yeah.
season, James
He
Chester.
he was always handy for a goal, but over the years, since the early days, we have struggled. We have struggled with from scoring goals from set pieces, and I think this season clearly shows that. I think even the back end of the post-COVID season, we were dangerous from set pieces, um, and again last season, we worked it really well, and having Mings and Konza in there is it helps, and it was deserved. Konza got his second goal of the game, and thought again he was outstanding. I thought Mings was absolutely outstanding. You tweeted saying you thought it was McGinn's best game in the Villa
I
shirt.
think it's his best game he's ever played for us. I've got a bit, especially second half. I just thought he absolutely ran the show. He did everything you would want a central midfielder to do. He pressed, he tackled, he harried, he harassed. His passing was unbelievable. He was creative. He probably was up there for chances created and key passes in the game. I thought it was a complete midfield performance from John McGinn, and he's someone who I hold to a very high standard. So you don't hear me talk about John McGinn on post-match points or on Twitter very often, because I often always think, even if he's played well, I always think to myself, I think he's got another level and I think he can do better. Yesterday, I honestly thought he was phenomenal. You have a sip of drink.
From the John McGinn mug, actually. Yeah.
John McGinn mug. Yeah, I've got the McGinn shirt in the back. You can tell I think he's played well because I've gone out of my way to put the shirt in the background.
Yeah, he was. Listen, we all know. I remember our friend Greg tweeting after the Wolves, or just after he scored the second goal against Wolves, that he was an elite Premier League footballer, and he's shown that in glimpses this season, like the team have shown glimpses of quality. He's shown that himself.
I thought Greg went early with that tweet.
Yeah,
personally.
but it's justified. And I think since Gerrard's come in over the last 3 games, there's been so many standout players for me. I thought Matty Cash was sensational yesterday. Maybe his decision making in the final third wasn't as good as it could have been, but I thought overall he was amazing.
He's always in the game, which is good. Always in the game.
He just made some great tackles. He sort of lets you know you're there, and he always has
10 tackles. I think
he always has that quality, usually, obviously, yesterday there was a few sort of wayward crosses, but usually he has that quality going forward as well. But John McGinn. Souness was talking about it at the start of the show, which again I didn't like. I thought it was a bit disrespectful to Villa, but Souness was sort of saying that he's surprised that a bigger top 6 club haven't been flying around McGinn. But I know there was serious interest from United a couple of seasons ago. He's. I just think he loves it at Villa. I just think it's the perfect club. It's the perfect fit. Everything about him is everything that we embody. Everything that we want to embody from our club, from the way we play. He just has everything. He's got character. He's got personality. He's a great footballer. He's super fit, box to box. He can pass. He can score. He's for me. He's got it all. He's got a phenomenal engine and a really likable guy. I think everybody loves John McGinn. Even I've got a couple of Hibs friends who just still follow. They still follow Villa because McGinn's there, and they'll often WhatsApp me or message me. If McGinn's had a good game or he scored. Like everyone loves John McGinn. And I think he seems to just leave. A huge impression on any club he's played for, and all of the fan base just love him, and he's what a guy.
I can't overstate enough how good I thought he was yesterday. As I say, I hold him to a very high standard, but I thought he was absolutely exceptional yesterday. Just wanted to go back to the set piece stuff just quickly, because pretty much as soon as Harahan left the building, you thought set piece delivery last season just no good. Never looked like we were going to score from a set play ever as soon as he left the football club. It's the same players now putting in the deliveries. Louise, McGinn have got assists in the last two games from set players. So that's a funny one, because
young as well.
It shows you what the set piece coach does, because there's a visible improvement in the delivery. Because the delivery was miles off it as soon as Connor left last season. Absolutely miles.
It's interesting. McPhee was, for some reason, came under a lot of criticism in that 5.
I think it was the throw-ins. People were sick of the long throw.
He came in for a lot of flack in that 5-game run that we went on, and I thought he'd be at the door like many, because we were sort of scratching our heads, kind of wondering what he was bringing to the table. But
well, I think Gerrard had his own set piece coach at Rangers as well, so I think there was an assumption possibly that he was going to take that guy with him, but he didn't.
But again,
that shows the club's that's a club appointment. The club are committed to Cutler, Danks, and McPhee. That shows that they were club appointments rather than Dean Smith appointments.
I think there's a few. I mean, I know Cutler went down as a club appointment. Danks, McPhee. So he's kept the core of Dean Smith's backroom staff from the past few seasons, and I know McPhee and Danks are new to the club this season, but keeping Cutler for me was a big plus. But yeah, I mean, I think every club has every top club has a set piece specialist from what I gather, and
Arsenal have got a good one this season as well. They've scored a lot of goals off set pieces.
Beat by Everton tonight, 2-1. Yeah,
they lose?
3rd minute, I think. Damari Gray. Yeah.
Oh no.
I know it'll be. Whoever lost tonight, it was going to be carnage. Arsenal fans or Everton fans.
Well, I think Everton possibly needed it a bit more.
But I couldn't be happier, man. And again, going into next week, it's another one of these games that that if we go there and show any kind of performance that we've showed over the last 4 games, I think we're definitely capable of getting a result.
Yeah, I don't think Connor will be coming back, because he's now got his old manager. I just saw the comment coming along at the bottom there. He's got his old manager at Sheffield United, who was his manager at Barnsley, so he's enjoying his football again, because he hadn't been having a great time at Sheffield United, but he's in the team now and enjoying it, to answer that question. Conser 2 goals then, like you say, not many people would have expected him to be at the double. I actually tweeted before the game that Buendia was going to score, and I really thought he had. I thought, what a prediction. It took me a while. I obviously didn't know that it was Conser's goal until the second half had kicked off, really. But Buendia was good again. Again, I'm starting to see what he's about. He's involved in everything. He drops short, lots of 1-2s, lots of neat passing. And I've seen a few people having a little bit of a pop at him for giving the ball away. But he gives the ball away because he tries things. He tries to pass forward at every opportunity. I don't mind that.
I think it was the Ramsey chance that he missed in the second half. Started from Buendia driving at the Leicester defence, and it took 2 men to essentially take him out. And then I think McGinn played through Ramsey. But yeah, I think you can see it's interesting, because Gerrard made a point, actually, which I thought was quite interesting. I think we should touch on that a bit more. He made a point in the post-match interview that certain players haven't quite sort of got up to speed with what he wants.
He kind of said that they're not on board with it. I'm
trying to work out what he means. I'm trying to work out if that was because surely, looking at from what I've seen over the last 4 games,
I assume they're not playing.
Well, exactly, but to a man, everyone that's played in those last 4 games, to me, looks like they're fully on board. So I'm trying to understand or work out what he meant and who he may have been talking about, because we're quite stressed as it is. And yesterday there was again quite a few academy players on the bench. We're still missing Ings, we're missing Traore, we're missing Target, we were missing Bailey. So you bring them back into the squad, and
Trezeguet to come back as well. He scored tonight.
So it'd be interesting to sort of hear a bit more. If I was a journalist, I'd certainly be picking up on that question and asking them about that in the pre-match press conference. But
I'll get Greg to ask him, but he's never going to
no,
know names.
not to name names. Just be interesting because it's like because to be fair, this out of all of the wins, I mean, obviously 3 out of 4, but again, what I liked about it as well, he came out after the game on Sunday, and he was kind of like, well, great result, but we've still got a lot to work on. Still got plenty to work on.
Because he wants to play possession. He wants to be better in possession, doesn't he? And I thought in the second half, actually, that's the best we've been in possession. I don't know what the stats were, but, I felt like in the second half, we probably had the more of the possession, which is an encouraging thing because, we're beating a side there. I know they're not having the best of seasons, Leicester, but they're a side that's been a lot better than us since we returned to the Premier League. You just said they were streets ahead of us the last couple of years.
The Premier League and the FA Cup.
Yeah, we don't count that. But over the last few years, you'd say, they're a much better side than us. But now you look at it and think, possibly, arguably, we're a better team. I know we beat them, so it's easy to say, but we're certainly not a million miles away from them now.
Not, mate. And I think that top 6 is very, very attainable. And again, you've got little West Ham and the mess they were in, sort of three seasons ago. The year we could have gone down was the year they could have gone down, and both clubs have kind of gone on the up, but they've really gone. They've really sort of moved up the gears, so to speak. And you look at what they've done, and they haven't spent. They've spent literally nothing, and they've got very, very, very threadbare squad. But you look at the teams that, for me, I thought were well ahead of us, and that's the likes of Tottenham, Everton, Leicester, Wolves, and even West Ham in the last 2 seasons. But we're not far off them. We are not far away from that group.
Tottenham will move away from us a little bit now under Conte. You would think they would.
I think where's their money going to come from? Like Levy always seems to talk the talk when he brings in these managers, and they get there and they don't get what he promises them. They don't get what they need.
But Conte's a revitaliser. He did it at Chelsea. He pulled in players that were finished at Chelsea, like Victor Moses. That's the kind of thing he does. He'll probably pull in Doherty, Sessegnon, people who've been absolutely miles off it, nowhere near it. They've suddenly probably become a big part of Conte. That's what he does, and they've got to back Conte. I know what you're saying. I don't think we are that far off. I think if we were to play him at Villa Park tomorrow, we'd give him a very good game. But I do know what you're saying. But it's, even to get back to being the best team in the Midlands would be a big thing. Because we haven't been that because of Leicester, because of Wolves. Even to take baby steps. Let's do that first. Yeah. Let's become the main men in the Midlands again. And that's achievable this season. That's definitely achievable.
I think Wolves have had a good season. They've done well. I didn't think that they'd be able to get as good a season as they have had.
We're a better team than them.
I think overall,
I
think we blew it at our place. That was for me. That was the start of Dean Smith's demise. But for sure. Like, listen, there's never going to be any doubts about history and stature and fan base. We'll win that race every day. But football is based on the now. It's based on what you've done over the last it's based on what you're doing and what you've done over the last few seasons. And Leicester,
you got to walk.
Yeah, and Leicester for me are the blueprint, and the players they've brought in, players like Tielemans, Harvey Barnes. They've had Chilwell, have Smith through there.
I was glad Tielemans wasn't playing yesterday, to be honest.
Quality. Castagna is a great player. I like Sancho. I like everything about them. I think they've got a quality squad. And they were missing a few. They were missing a few as well. And I thought we were. I thought we massed them all over the park. And I WhatsApped you before the game. I thought we were a little light. That was we were nowhere near full strength.
I mean, you can WhatsApp me when I'm at Villa Park. I will never get it until I get home. Honestly, I've never known a ground so bereft of any form of signal. I've got a Wi-Fi password, and I get on the Wi-Fi. It runs for 5 minutes, and it's like, they say, Dan Bardell's on that. We better turn that off. Honestly, you can't get anything at Villa Park. It's ridiculous. Just to send a half-time tweet is the biggest effort of my day.
Well, that's been ongoing for years, isn't it?
I mean, we shouldn't talk about that on this. It's not the forum, but let's have some 4G at Villa Park at the very least, please. But maybe I need to get a 5G phone.
What we're saying, you've completely
Sorry, I've killed you. I'll just change the subject because it's something I want to say. Nakamba. What has happened to Marvellous Nakamba? He's suddenly Nakamba. He's marvellous.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we spoke about that, or I spoke about that when Gerrard first got the job. It's one thing, one part of our team that needed strengthened was the midfield, and you know, you could walk through us at a canter, and he has just honestly upped his game, you know, tenfold.
Where's that been? Where's that been?
Maybe he's the kind of player that you hear about that just needs a bit of love. He just needs a bit of TLC, and he just needs a bit of encouragement, because he does seem like quite a shy, reserved kind of kid. You know, we met him. Do you remember we met him after the Brighton game, and he was just with his family, and he's just a really quiet, humble guy, and you know, just a really quiet young man. And I think he was obviously.
I thought he was away. I think he's away for the African Cup of Nations. I could be wrong, but I had in my head that him and Traoré were the two.
Well, listen, I think Ty said that he was probably, when you would see his name on the team sheet, you sort of was like, oh, you know, oh dear. But
no, Ty's all in on Nakamba now. I think Nakamba followed him on Twitter, and suddenly every tweet Ty does is about Nakamba. I've noticed.
But listen, he's right. He's spot on. He's got to be one of the first names on that team sheet. And he's been absolutely outstanding, and it goes to show that at that level, everybody's got the talent. Everybody has it. Everyone's gifted to be at that level. It's how you coach them. It's how you get the best out of them, because they're clearly good enough. They're clearly good enough to play at that level, or else they wouldn't be playing in the Premier League. And
whoa, would you say that of the team that got relegated?
Yeah.
Did they just need a coach? Really? No.
What our team that got relegated?
Our team that got relegated.
I'd take most of that team back now.
No, I'm not talking about. To be fair, I'm not talking about Veretout, Idrissa Gueye. Yeah, I think they just need coaching.
Traoré, fucking Amavi.
I'm mainly talking about Lescott and Bacuna. To be honest, they're the two that are standing out.
They've just got that's an attitude problem. That's an attitude problem, and I think, you know, certain players needs to be man managed, and they weren't. But I think that squad that went down, you look at on paper, and you look at where they've gone on to. It's a quality group of players there.
Veretout bosses Serie A.
Anna Gay from PSG. You know, Traoré's obviously got off the ball a little bit, but again, on his day, what a footballer. You know, he's an absolute handful. And Amavi, I always rated Amavi, but yeah, I just think whatever he's done,
Crespo, Elora,
whatever he's done.
Actually, at my barber's, because I obviously live near Reading, I go to get my hair cut. There's a signed Thiago Elora Reading shirt up in there because they obviously cut footballers' hair. That makes me laugh every time I see that shirt.
He was on loan there, wasn't he? But yeah, whatever he's done, mate, whatever he's done is like, it's incredible. But it's even his technique. His technique seems to have just improved. His passing's improved.
It's more progressive.
But again, it's a confidence thing, because with even the likes of Buendia at the start of the season, he would have got the ball and looked back. Luis would have got the ball and looked back. Nakamba would have got the ball and looked back. And it's like, go forward, drive forward, look forward, play forward, pass forward, and you can really, really see that. You know, we get the ball, we look up and we look forward, and we try and pick out a forward pass. We don't go sideways when we don't need to. We don't go back whenever we don't need to. And that is, I think that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed. We get the ball, we look up and we play it forward. And that's down to Gerrard and his coaching team, you know, and you can see, you know, it's incredible, as I think you've said before, the change, the sea change in a month it's night and day. It really is. We, unfortunately, listen, I'll never slate Dean Smith, but the way we were going, we would have lost probably another 4 games on the spin, the way we were playing. You look at the Brighton game, we wouldn't have won that. Palace away, we wouldn't have won that. City, we wouldn't have won that. Yesterday, we'd have won at some point.
No, we wouldn't have just lost every game. I know what you're saying.
The way we were playing and the confidence that we had, or the lack of confidence that we had, he's just come in and he's been a breath of fresh air. And I'm proper excited, man. Proper excited.
just want to go back to the Nakamba point. You know what I think makes a difference? He had a good game against Brighton, right? This is going to sound stupid, but I honestly really believe this makes a difference. So he had a good game against Brighton, and it wasn't like a good game, nothing special, but he had a good game. He got a bit of love on social media. The fans started chanting his name. I honestly think that stuff makes a difference. You could see at the end of the game, Nakamba would have never come up to the hole end at the end of the game and given it the big one. And he was at the end of the game because he's got a bit of confidence. He's suddenly interacting with fans on social media. I honestly think that positivity from the crowd and on social media, it genuinely makes a huge difference. And I think he's got so much confidence taken from that. That's a part of why he's playing better. And I know how ridiculous that sounds, but I genuinely believe it.
I just said that. I completely agree. He seems to be the kind of player that just needs a bit of a cuddle and needs to be loved.
He's got Ty Bracey in his DMs every 5 minutes, giving him the heart emojis. He's getting all sorts.
You're just jealous that he hasn't. I bet you unfollowed him, right, and then followed him again to see if it. Yeah, I bet you unfollowed.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that. No, why would I do that?
Because Bracey got a follow off Nakamba. You were like, listen, there's no way he's going to follow Ty, not me. What I'll do, I've
liked a few tweets.
I've liked a few tweets. Nakamba, right? I'll refollow him again. I'll like 3 or 4 of his tweets.
So he gets the notification. I'm going to do it when we get off this. I haven't done that.
He's bound to follow me back. Am I right? Or am I right?
I think I've possibly said something about him previously and he's remembered it. That's all I can put it down to.
Yeah, fucking amazing, man. And I think we spoke last night, or I met you last night, like, give him a new contract. When's his contract up? Giving you.
It must not have long left on it, a year or 2.
4-year deal, because I mean, he's been by far and away our most improved, but one of our best players in the last 4 games.
I like Gerrard going around at the end of the game as well and just giving little positive messages to players. He did it to Nakamba. He did it to McGinn. I think he did Cash. Yeah.
Martinez. He loves Martinez. He loves Martinez.
I mean, why wouldn't you? We all absolutely adore it. But that you said about the sea change as well. Like the midfield is, I can't get over how much of a change has been to that midfield. That midfield stressed me out on a weekly basis. Now I think it's wonderful and it looks great. Even when they're not quite on it, I don't think Louise was quite on it yesterday, but still effective. The difference that's made to the defence, even the defence has been better because it's all one. Yeah. Mings has been. I thought it was harsh. Mings getting singled out because I think everyone was crap. I don't like that when people are getting singled out because everyone was crap. It wasn't just Mings. Conser wasn't great either, but no one said anything about him. Mings has been imperious. He wins every duel. He wins every header that comes in the box. He's still making all the blocks that he makes. I just think across the 4 games, he's just kind of found a nice level of calm and consistency now.
I think Gerrard challenged him. I think Gerrard said that he'll be captain for now, and we'll assess it. We'll assess it. Later on in the season, and I think he's really challenged them. And again, there was a great moment yesterday when you could hear Mings towards the end of the game. It was a Leicester corner. You could just hear him say talk, and he was you could just constantly talking and constantly being aware of who's around you. And I know Greg said that when there was no fans in the stadium that he was, although he wasn't captain, we had Jack as captain, but he said Mings was just a born leader in the way he was leading that team. You could hear it from the stands, and he's a conductor. Yeah. And listen, man, everyone goes through dips and troughs and peaks, and confidence gets shattered, and even as fans, our confidence goes. And you can feel it. You can feel that, and it's just about it's kind of coming together as a football club, and it never got that toxic this year. Thankfully, it didn't get that toxic.
I think it wasn't far off. It
wasn't far off, and we all know what happens when Villa Park or any football stadium gets toxic. It can be impossible to play your football, and I think it was just needed. It was needed. Well, the change was needed, and I mean the evidence: 9 points out of 12 should really be 10 points out of 12, and it's been an unbelievable start. I don't even think Gerrard could have hoped for a better start. I really don't.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're right though about the confidence thing, because I rocked up to the West Ham game thinking just no chance, absolutely no chance we'll get beat today. I was absolutely certain of it. I turned up yesterday. I was absolutely certain.
And again, you look at all these little strange stats that Gerrard keeps on kind of coming into, like Brendan Rodgers unbeaten in his last 6 visits in the Premier League. Hadn't lost a game as a Premier League manager at Villa Park in the Premier
Did he
League.
not?
Obviously, we beat them in the cup, but hadn't lost a Premier League game as a Premier League manager at Villa Park. And of course, Gerrard rocks up and does it again. So he, I'm trying to find any little stat that we can get for Anfield next week and see if he can
We've not had a bad record at Anfield over the years, in all fairness. We've had some decent games there.
Okay. Chris Hurd goal, remember? Chris Hurd scored a worldie.
I mean, yeah, if McLeish was pulling points from there.
Yeah. But we were so unlucky there last year. But
Gabby Vyman and Benteke always seem to have good days at Anfield.
There's something about this game on Saturday. I don't know. There's something about it.
But we'll give them a game. I mean, famous last words. But we'll be in the game, and I can accept that. I can accept losing to City if you see maximum effort and you've given it a go. That's absolutely fine. And the players will have known that when they came off the pitch. The whole end in particular gave them a lot of love, and it'll be the same if we lose to Anfield, but we've given it a good shot. No one will mind. It's the same with any football match. Actually, if we lose to anyone, if you're giving it a good go, I accept it.
There's certain teams you expect to beat. There's certain teams you expect to beat. And there's certain games you expect to win, but if we want to progress and go to that next level and cement ourselves in that top 8, we need to be beating teams like Brighton, like Leicester, like Palace. Those are the teams we need to be beating. Teams like City and Liverpool, you might get the odd result here and there. You might nick a win against them. You might nick a 7-2 at home against them as well, So it's about beating the teams in and around you, and that's what we're doing. And, Man City was a free hit. I thought we were excellent. Saturday, I think Liverpool are probably the best team in world football right now. Salah's easily the best player in the on the planet at the minute. And
Bernardo Silva's really pretty
close. And Klopp for me is the best manager in the world as well at the minute. So
I think Steven Gerrard's running pretty close.
So there you go, mate. So it's going to be interesting, and why not go there with. And listen, we're going in there as one of the form teams in the league, and we're going in there with full of confidence. So what better way to go in there and off the back of three wins out of 4, and why not go there and give them a game?
Yeah, we'll have a match preview for the Liverpool game later on in the week. We haven't even talked about the Kasper Schmeichel joke, because I don't think there's anything to say about it, because it was an absolute travesty that goal was disallowed. But fair play to the lads, because I think that maybe helped us respond in the second half, maybe galvanised us a little bit, because we certainly came out all guns blazing in the second half. A couple of pieces of admin. First one, it's not really admin, but Villa have been drawn away at Manchester United in the third round of the FA Cup. Absolute shocking scenes. Feels like it happens every single year. It hasn't happened for a while, but you always joke. You always joke about it, and then it happens.
Man, because again, if you're going to win the FA Cup, you're going to have to play the big 6. But
he'll take it seriously, Gerrard. I think he'll take it seriously.
Nothing like having a nice cup game against League 2. Like Barrow or something,
Spurs dream.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you want. Just to
we never get anyone like that.
Never get anything like that ever in the cup.
It was Liverpool at home last year. Obviously, we had to play the kids in the end, but it's never a good draw. The third round.
No, we had City. We've had United. Yeah, I mean, the FA Cup's not been particularly kind to us over the last few years, but I was hoping for an easier start than that. But listen, again, who knows? But yeah, a bit deflated, because I think Gerrard really wants to win a trophy. He really wants to win a trophy, and to start with United away in the third round is a bit harsh.
There's a lot of Villa fans that are just waiting for the FA Cup. It's the only thing, apart from the Premier League, is the only thing I haven't seen Villa with. Because it's obviously been so long. There's got generations of Villa fans. I mean, people like me and you just died to see anything. Yeah. And there's kids that God knows how they've coped. When Villa won the Coca-Cola Cup in 94, 96, I just thought that was absolutely normal. And every few years, Villa win a cup. It hasn't happened. But, there's older Villa fans. There are older Villa fans than me that, haven't even seen us win the FA Cup. And that's mad.
When was us that we won the FA Cup?
57.
Yeah. It's not a great history or not a great competition for us throughout the years, but
no,
I don't know, man. I mean, it's like anything. cup games are cup games, but when you get further into them, that's when you really want to win them. But I think you're right. I think we'll take it seriously. I think if we can just to get a few more points on the board in the Premier League, I think we'll definitely take the FA Cup seriously. And
well, he kind of mentioned it in that Carragher interview as well, didn't he?
What success? And listen, Gerrard's used to success. You know, that's all he knows. That's all he knows is success. And yeah, I think the modern day managers are judged on trophies or getting into that top four, and we're not going to get into the top four. So the best thing we can hope for is a trophy. So it's kind of watch this space, really.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Last bit of admin is Steven Gerrard mugs are now on sale. Wake our producer up. He might have a picture. He might not. No picture. No, he ain't got anything. Mine hasn't been delivered yet either, so I can't even put it up on the screens. So if you're looking to replace one of those Jack Grealish mugs that you bought this time last year, because they pretty much sold like hotcakes, Steven Gerrard mugs are now out on the Villaview shop. He ain't even going to put the link up on the screen, is he? He's going to kill me. Is it? What is it? I know our website is thevillaview.tv. I'm guessing /shop or store.
There it is.
Shop.thevillaview.tv. I've just been told. Oh, here it is. Look at that. Excellent. He's got that up on the screen at a slow pace, but it is there. Yeah, there you go. Steven Gerrard mug, stocking filler for Christmas.
He can pull the next 4 pictures up and a league table up in no time. But when you actually,
he hasn't
try and make a few quid to you know, oh, there you go.
I mean, he pulls that late. He pulls the league table, but no one can read it.
You know,
absolutely no one can read that.
We're all trying to make a few quid here, mate, to live on, and he can't even get the link up.
You make enough. No. I know you make enough. And I would probably do, to be fair, with my 50 jobs, so I can't really say anything either. I think that does us for this week's edition of the Post-Match Pint in association with Purity. If you use the code #VillaView, you will get 10% off all the beer, ales, and everything else you would want from that website. Glasses. Can't really think of anything else that they sell.
Belfast or Northern Ireland, and they don't ship.
Yeah, nothing for them.
So those have voted for Brexit.
Oh dear, it's got political. There'll be someone in the comments that doesn't like that. I was about to say, been an enjoyable show, happy show.
I got panned for talking about last week, so I might as well get panned for Brexit.
Did you want to upset? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, keep politics out of football, Chris Dolan. Don't really keep politics out of football. Do what you want. Everyone say it and do what you want, as long as it's all good. I don't even know what I'm going on about at this point. You've absolutely killed me by bringing that up. It's probably time we went then. So yeah. Enjoy the rest of your evening, probably bedtime for most of us. Now, we'll be back with a match preview in association with Boohoo at some point later on in the week, so watch out for that. May do a post-match point Saturday, Sunday as well from the Liverpool game. We will let you know on our social media channels. Enjoy your sleep. Up the Villa.